Hello, good evening, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those great things. Okay. I want to talk about a story that I actually saw on Tasha K, but she actually shared, okay, AlBSure doing a interview, okay. AlBSure had been quiet. I remember when all of, like, weird things that started happening to AlBSure when he was speaking out about his phones being tapped. I have to say, I was one of the first ones to say that I thought that AlBSure was on some type of narcotic, okay? And this was way before Kim Porter had ever passed away. Well, everybody thought that he was tweaking, he was on something. Hey, we just looked at him as a 90s singer that had fallen off and had gotten on some type of drug, okay? We did not know. I'm sure some of the people in the industry, I'm sure the industry people knew he was telling the truth, but the people outside of the industry didn't know because now we know that people inside of the industry has known about Puffy shenanigans for a long time now, and they've been scared to say anything because of the elites that he was in good favor with, right? The funders, all of that. They had put him on a pedestal because he did a lot of their dirty work, okay? We see since then he has shown his britches and he has fallen out of grace with them. Okay. And so now they're doing to him what they've used him to do to other people. Okay. And so we saw that AlBSure, when Kim Porter passed away, he got closer with his son, or I think he stopped talking about it in fear of, because his son was still close to Puffy. He knew the shenanigans of Puffy. We know that Puffy appears to not care about anything or anyone, okay, other than himself. Um, and so I think AlBSure just kind of treaded lightly because Quincy, his son, was still around Puffy. He didn't want to put his son in any line of fire with Puffy. At least Puffy secretly does something to his son because his son still trusts Puffy, and probably himself, okay, do anything to him or anyone that he loves. I think he just tried to keep the peace for the children because I heard him say that, it's all about getting along for the kids. Now he's starting to speak out, okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute why I think he's starting to speak out. But I see Sandra Rose is speaking about it, okay? Doing an article on it. Says in November 2022, singer, songwriter, and radio host AlBSure penned an emotional letter to his fans after waking up from a 2-month coma. In the letter, AlBSure explained the unforeseen medical roller coaster that led to his life-changing experience. And I had multiple surgeries covering everything from repairing a hematoma, if I said that right, hernia, to an organ transplant. I was also placed on dialysis, accumulated excessive fluid in my lungs, fungal pneumonia, became septic, had lymph nodes removed, multiple blood transfusions, was intubated and placed on a ventilator due to my oxygen dropping down to 20%. AlBSure never mentioned Seancombs' name in the letter. In a recent interview with a Fox 5 New York, AlBSure hinted that Combs played a role in his near-death experience. He didn't say how, but he urged fans to read his new book, okay? If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head, he said. I believe this to be the case. Yes, absolutely. My first time saying it. Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive, he added. Kim warned me all along the way to watch my back. Kim warned me all along the way to watch your back, he said. All along the way to watch your back, he said. AlBSure also suggested that Combs had something to do with the death of his ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, the mother of Sean's eldest son, Justin, and his twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah. When the host asked AlBSure if he had any violence He said Kim seemed to be in the best of health. I'm sorry. If he had any evidence, I'm sorry. If he had any evidence, he said Kim seemed to be in the best of health. The last time he saw her at a screening for their son Quincy Brown's Netflix Christmas special on October 30th, 2018, Kim died of double pneumonia in both lungs at her Toluca Lake, California home on November 15, 2018. She was 47 years old. The Los Angeles County coroner ruled she died from natural causes. AlBSure said he received a subpoena to testify during Sean Combs' criminal trial in New York. He said when the time is right, he would discuss it with his attorneys. Okay. Let's see what Albie has to say. Wow. He avoided it. If he was just trying to lead us on, he would say, well, I'm not going to answer that, I'm put in the book. But see, now we see that I did a video yesterday. A lot of witnesses are missing, and accusers are refusing to talk. Either some people are being paid off or some people are being threatened. Okay. And I do believe now AlBSure is speaking up because he feels like he needs to speak up. Diddy is in jail and he don't want to see him get out. He is diabolical. Diddy has done a lot of evil things. Okay. You think about the roster that Bad Boys had, like Total, Faith Evans. Faith wouldn't have any money right now if Puffy had not had Diddy killed. I mean, Big Papa killed. Okay. Biggie. Who else? A whole lot of these people that was just left broke, busted, and disgusted. And this is one of the reasons I feel like the elites showed him a lot of favor, because they used Puffy as the face to use these black entertainers up that was talented and to drain them, put them into bad contracts, because Puffy has a secret, I'll say, he's governed by a secret society that loans him money, that really has the power, and they put him up to get richer by putting these poor black people that just won't, make money, take care of their families, fame and all of that, but really just to make money, put them in these bad contracts and ruin their lives. And he did it without a problem. And so now the chickens have come home to roost. Every dog got a day. Okay. My grandmother used to say, every dog, baby. She used to say, baby, every dog got a day. And a hound dog got two. And I do believe Diddy got two because he was a hound dog. Okay. They used him to push an agenda even more of annihilating straight black men. Okay. I told you all the way they said Diddy did it. He would get these producers, and if they was masculine and he knew they were straight, he definitely laid on them. And he would allow them to make so much money, right? And then he would sign them, and by this time they would have gone and got their mom a nice house, took her out of the hood, got their girl a house with their kids in private schooling. And then this is when he saw that now they're dependent on this income that more of what I just shown them, more of just what I just gave them. Now they're up under my influence. Okay. And so now you got to do what I say do. I need you to drop to your knees. If not, you'll never work for anybody else. You'll never produce for anybody else. And a real man would have put one to his head. Okay. But you think about how even Fred from Making the Band says Diddy would call other producers and other people that was in the industry and say, I'm not messing with this person if they didn't do what he wanted. And I'm going to take offense to you doing work with them, to you making music for, to you signing them, right? And that's how he was able to blackball so many people. So he got his ass where he should have been there. Puffy had if you ever listen to Gene Deal, okay, Puffy had an obsession with certain men. I think he wanted Tupac gone. He wanted to be Tupac because he said after Tupac, after they killed Tupac, he then turned around and started wearing a lot of the clothes, same clothes that Tupac wore, and he made sure he went right straight to mess with the same girls that Tupac had been messing with, right? He even had Sarah Chapman. He went and had a baby with her. That was one of Tupac's girlfriends, Sally Richardson. I think when he saw Kim Porter that day, when he said she was in the studio with AlBSure, I don't really think it was Kim Porter that he wanted. I think he had a fascination at the time. AlBSure, the women back in our day when he first came out, we loved him. Even being in the 5th grade, 4th grade, we was drooling all over him. AlBSure, we loved him. We thought he was gorgeous, right? And so I think Puffy saw this handsome man that was like this heartthrob. He knew he could never be that because they say he had green teeth when he first got into the business. He didn't have no money. Okay. And so I think he saw that, and he didn't necessarily want Kim. He wanted to be AlBSure, and he wanted to compare himself to AlBSure and say, I wonder if I can take his woman. I got to have her, not because I want her, but because I got a fascination with the guy that she is with. That is the type of person that Diddy seems to be, okay? So I'm glad that AlBSure is speaking out. And I think he's speaking out, as I said before, because he's saying they got him in jail and they need to keep him in jail, because it looks like with so many witnesses and stuff starting to back out, whether they're paid to back out or they're being threatened. And I got to believe that it's some money being passed around. Okay. Hey, there's a chance that he might get out, but I hope AlBSure keep himself. I wish he had not revealed that they reached out to him. I hope that nothing happens to him. I don't know if the elites have given him the green light to let him know, because it's the elites that's doing this to Puffy. Okay. He's falling out of grace with them. Maybe the elites have told AlBSure, we'll make sure that you're okay. If you testify, now is the time to speak out. We're not going to do anything to you. Puffy does not have the power anymore. Okay. Puffy used his influence to hurt other Black people, because you don't hear nothing about Puffy doing nothing to no white folks. Okay. I think when he got beside himself, because see, they give him the power to hurt his people. When he think that he's going to step over the line to start exerting on other races what he did to his own race, they gave him that nigga call. Okay. No, nigga, that power we give you to hurt is for your race. You crack the whip on your race. If you think you're going to do any of that to any other culture, any other race, we're going to give you that nigga call, because that's all you is to us. So they use him up. Don't nobody want Puffy. Okay, they don't even want him no more. They say Clyde Davis 90 something. So Clyde, he can't even do nothing. You know, Puffy been over for him. I mean, you know, hey, he can't do nothing to him. He can't do nothing with him. Puffy has been through a lot of men in the industry, so I'm sure his pamper, you know, he have to wear a diaper now because he leaks more than likely. So they don't want a old creepy man that has a leak, okay? Because so much has been up there, he can't hold his bowels, okay? So he's just an old creep. So that's why he went and got Miami, okay? Miami Young or whatever they called her, okay? She introduced him. She did whatever he wanted because she's a whore, okay? She says that she's a whore, so I ain't saying nothing bad about it, okay? And she kept him relevant, right, by introducing him to the younger generation that forgot about him and don't know him, don't give a damn about him. Okay, can't hardly get nobody to sign with him, but he gets to live off of taking advantage of all of because it's some good music came through Bad Boys. Okay, Bad Boys was definitely on top. He generated a lot of money, and because he never gave any of the artists that he signed any money, he used them as a damn workhorse and threw them away. And so he created generational wealth off of the songs they wrote and off of the music that they had. They never received a dime. Okay, but the chickens have come home to roost. They use his ass up. They can't do a damn thing with him now. Ain't nobody checking for Puffy. He can't get nobody to sign with him. Nobody looks up to him, and everything starts to get out. Social media has been a vehicle for a lot of people to disguise themselves and camouflage themselves and put out stuff on people so that folks can know what is really going on. It's not like in the day, the only way that stuff got out was through the Inquirer, who was really not credible, and the TV, which they paid the news, these networks, not to put stuff out, to keep a person's reputation pristine. Now social media has changed all of that. Anybody can get sit in a damn living room with their rollers in their head, okay, and they bonnet in their damn head with their damn dirty ass gown on, and tell whatever they want to tell. And oftentimes it's probably the truth. Okay. You got cameras now where somebody always in the cut. Everybody got a camera, a phone. So somebody's always in the cut. There's always a eye on you. Okay. Somebody always sees something. So it's easier to just put it out and push a button to record it and push a button, and millions of people see it. Okay. So I just hope that AlBSure keeps himself safe. I wish he had. Now, sometimes you can't reveal everything. Okay. You can't reveal everything. You just can't reveal everything. You just can't. Sometimes you have to play along to get along. Okay. Sometimes you have to play along especially when you're trying to see the extent, when you're trying to see what a person's true character is, or the extent of what a person will do, or how deep they'll go to hurt people behind their backs. Sometimes you have to play along to get along, right? And I think he knows the extent or whatever, but I think he should have played along as it relates to when they asked him, would he testify? I ain't heard a damn thing. Okay, I don't know nothing about that, because they already put him in the hospital one time before. I'm sure he could pay a damn fool to do it again. He still got some money, to mess with his brakes or something like that. So we definitely don't want to see anything happen to him. You cannot reveal too much to the enemy. It gives them the opportunity to strategize against you. You have to be very deliberate about what you say to the enemy. Okay. You have to be very deliberate. Okay. Anyways, you guys, that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay. Shout out to AlBSure. We're gonna be praying for him, and we hope for the best. Okay, we hope the Puffy, um, don't do any. We hope that Puffy, if he still got some goons. We've been feeling like he did something to Kimporter. He basically just said it. Okay, I want to show you all that picture though. He said that he had just seen Kimporter, and they was all together. Here it is, right here. That's AlBSure right there. That's his son looking identical to him right here. And so he was there because his son invited him. Puffy don't look happy right here. He said he was trying to play with Puffy, and Puffy was mad. Kim was saying, no, don't do it, because Puffy looked like he might have been mad as hell with him being there. But Quincy wants to have a relationship with his father, right? Now they say this is his son right here, Justin, Misha's son. Now, I've heard somebody say, I believe Gene did say that he might have been Puffy's, this guy named Wolf. Now, look at Justin, okay? Now, Justin could be his, but they say he looked more like this guy named Wolf. Wolf was a nice looking dude, okay? I can see Puffy being obsessed with him and knowing that Misha was pregnant by him, but because of his obsession with the man, raising his child, okay? But he might be Puffy's. Okay, he might be Puffy's because he might be just looking like his mama. He sure is short. Okay. Um, but here's Kim right here. He said he had just seen Kim. He said she was not sick. And I guess she don't look sick. She don't look like she got no pneumonia. But I looked at Kim's eyes. Kim was definitely on some pills. Okay. Um, Kim just always, she was so unhappy. I think Puffy had her doing so much that she couldn't hardly, let me see. Her eyes just looked like she was high all of the time. And they said she was such a nice person. I hate that they did that to her. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. And those girls look just like her. But you know, oftentimes women take certain things for the lifestyle, right? But they said every time she tried to get away from Puffy, he did all types of stuff to her. Okay, yeah, those babies are just identical to her. Let's see. She just always looked like I tell you. Anyways, rest in peace to Kim. Okay. My heart goes out to AlBSure, but I'm glad he finally speaking out. Okay. And I believe him 100%. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.